probably our most specific ask is for defense of what the governor has, what Governor Inslee sort of put into his budget as he was headed out, which Ferguson essentially reaffirmed when he came in, which is maintaining that third watch on the inter-island boats, so we have year-round, full-time inter-island staffing. And we're hoping for a 2-schedule modification, so we would have a summer schedule and then a non-summer schedule, which would be a great benefit to our community just from a reliability standpoint. And then as part of the Fix Our Ferries Coalition, we are really pushing for them to maintain the building of boats and more boats on the water faster. That is our motto.
What kind of reaction are you getting from the legislators?
It's been a mixed bag, depending on who you talk to. I would say a lot of pessimism. There's a lot of discussion. You know, everybody's worried about dollars right now, and so I think everything that we're asking for has a dollar amount tied to it. And even from the most supportive folks, there's a degree of pessimism just about how big the hole they need to fill is.
My main ask personally is the money to support the 2 extra crews. In Governor Inslee's proposed budget, he proposed money for the 3rd crew on the inter-island boat, which we got for this winter, and then he also proposed money for a 3rd crew, a 3rd crew on one of the boats out of Anacortes. So that way we basically don't need to go to a winter schedule. We can have the same spring-fall schedule through the winter, which would really help. And, you know, back, it's been perhaps some time ago now, but back prior to 1999, prior to that, that was the norm. They did not cut back those 2 schedules in the winter like they do now. So it's not a radical idea. It was at one time the norm. And I've been trying to push the idea that this is not just important for San Juan Island runs, it's important for the whole system. When we first had the ferry crisis with the shortage of crews, one of the major problems that was identified with having enough employees was the seasonal nature of hiring. People would get hired and new hires, and then it would be 2 years before they got a permanent job. Well, that is directly tied to these cutbacks in the San Juan Islands. The rest of the system is pretty stable year-round. It doesn't change much. But in San Juan Island, you have a summer schedule, then you cut back for fall and winter, then you cut back for fall and spring, then you cut back for winter, and that is what causes this problem for the system as a whole. So those 2 runs aren't just to help San Juan Island runs, it is to stabilize the workforce for the system as a whole.
It's pretty exciting. I've never done anything like this, and I'm just in awe at Jess and Paulsen and Jane Fuller and all they know here and all the connections we're getting today. It's really great.
So you are on the front line with the businesses on San Juan Island. Are you bringing that story to the legislators of how the businesses are struggling?
Yes, and it's not just because of people not getting here. It's like when the freight doesn't come in at the grocery store, and then the driver has to reschedule, and then the company has to pass that on to the locals for the groceries. Those are the types of things we need to think about. It's like the wedding cake maker that can't get her cake that this bride wants over on Orcas Island. And now she's lost that business. So we're just here to help our businesses however we can.
What kind of reactions are you getting when you talk to the legislators?
It's mixed. You can tell the ones that are really prepared and want to listen to us, and then some of them that you just get a sense that no. But then some of them have been very encouraging. So the first one we spoke with was kind of like, and then everybody else has been great.
And what kind of reaction are you getting?
They're struggling with the overall budget because they're being asked to reduce expenses, and we're asking them to increase our help. So it's a real problematical thing.
We're getting a mixed reaction. A few of the legislators have been concerned about ferry funding going forward due to the budget constraints. They're looking at revenue options, which they haven't gotten any specifics yet. And the Democrats that we've met with have mostly been very encouraging and saying that they will preserve the funding that was in Governor Inslee's budget and then supported again by current Governor Ferguson. And Governor Ferguson has been very supportive as well.
What we've really appreciated is how engaged the representatives and senators we've been meeting with are in Fix Our Ferries. It's clear that, ferries are top of mind agenda item, and that's really what we've been driving at through the coalition, is to keep ferries top of mind. We understand there's a lot of competing interests in the legislature, and we just want to make sure that the ferry crisis stays top of mind.
Do you have a message for the San Juans?
Absolutely, hang in there. Our hearts go out. We're on Vashon. We understand what it means to be on an island, and we understand the challenges that the San Juans have faced, not to the same extent. Vashon hasn't, but we get that core, what it means to be isolated, what it means to lose opportunity, what it means to lose access to health care. And so we are so incredibly proud to do what we can to make sure that the San Juans continues to be, one of our most treasured communities on our marine highways.